I'll wait till morning and start the video proper in just a second. I loaded into the settlement and look at how gorgeous the sky is. Look at that moon. Wow. Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back. This is our cozy and realistic nomad series where we play as General of the Minutemen, rebuilding the Commonwealth one settlement at a time. And today we are up in Far Harbor, starting on Longfellow's cabin. You might also notice that my video is a bit different today. I finally got an actual webcam instead of using my phone, so I'm really hoping that'll help clear up a lot of the lag I've been experiencing. It's very exciting to have better equipment for this. Thank you for being here with me as we learn all of these things. To be honest, I haven't given a lot of thought of what we want to do here yet. It's so gorgeous up here in this New Englandy atmosphere. So I figure we'll just kind of start scrapping stuff and talking together and feel out what will be good. This car being within the settlement walls is such a delightful change from Jamaica Plain already. We've got a pretty clear size limit for building ahead of us, and I know we've got a lot of trees we can scrap, which if we weren't playing with God mode on would be a lovely source of wood, which is awesome. This rowboat, it looks so neat, right? I almost don't want to scrap it, but I think we're gonna want that space in our size limit. So we'll take care of those trees. This is it's a deceptively large area, right? Because we're still in the settlement all the way down here. Is that a body? Yes, it is. That's not filling me with peace, but you know, is this the way in or is this just a way down to the beach? Because this could be cool for a little hut, a little fisherman's hut down here, you know? Crate, let's store these because those are actually a workshop item. Car frame, oh, look at this beach. It's so rocky and lovely. Thought those were maybe more bones for a second. And then what's that building ahead of us? I think that is the entrance to Far Harbor. Am I right? Yeah, that's what's the word for it? That's where the mariner and all them are. So it's nice that we can see that, but we're not going to go over there to build. We'll scrap that. Oh, I should have put down a recruitment beacon too, because we'll want to get more than Longfellow here, even though it is his cabin, and we're not going to take his cabin away from him, just because I tend to like leaving properties with their original owners. So we'll get some new people and we'll do some new housing. Now, some of these trees are like aesthetically very cool, so I don't need to scrap all of them. Luckily, I mean, I guess not luckily, but it is nice that I kind of don't get that option with like this tree because it's a nice tree and that makes the decision easier for me. We can get rid of these, but still keep that one for decoration. I'm gonna just make an assumption here and say that any tree that is scrappable is at risk of falling over. So maybe it's a danger. Maybe we have to scrap it. Ooh, some of these fence pieces are coming a little loose. All right, let's think about too what we want to do with this settlement. I think we want to keep Longfellow here, and I think it sort of serves as a entrance first introduction to Far Harbor, right? Oh, look at that carcass. Oh, good, we can scrap this. Lovely. I'm glad that we could scrap that. It was a little much. I think this kind of serves as the entrance to Far Harbor, so I think it would be a strategic foothold for the Minutemen to sort of set up some supply manpower here. That is kind of a nice tree, though. And then maybe it's also kind of a supply stop for anybody who's looking to come into Far Harbor, you know, who's looking to move up to the island and sort of help rebuild it, establish a stronger Minutemen foothold here. There is a lot of unclaimed land, and assuming, you know, we've kind of gone through the Far Harbor quest, I think there's less of a threat, you know, depending on how you end it, less of a threat from like the Children of Adam. And it could be a really nice place to settle. You know, we've got those fog catcher things. Okay, so this is, what side of the island is this? Wow, this is a big island. This is the west side of the island. I guess this is kind of the entrance. We can see the main entry point to Far Harbor here. Somebody tell me what that's called, please. I forget. Okay, that kind of is the entrance. I know I've circled around here a bit, but I'm having trouble getting my bearings on a new location like this. Does this feel like the way we would enter the settlement? I really don't know. Let's put down a recruitment beacon just because we know we're going to have that. And maybe here it'll be out of the way. So we'll just pop down a generator. I really liked what we did in the last build with using the Wi-Fi glitch. I'm so glad that we learned that. It's a really neat tool to add to our arsenal. And let's set up a little don't be mad at me setup so we can get new people without them absolutely freaking out on us, which just means some sort of shelter, which is this roof, and not a bathtub, a little bed. Let's see how many we can squeeze in here, and that'll sort of dictate what we do. There we go. And there we go. I'm assuming that we'll need to do more housing, of course, which maybe has a Minutemen barrack. Maybe there's a small farm. Right now, we've just kind of popped these down so Longfellow stays happy and he's maintaining them. I don't know if he necessarily wants to be a farmer, though, right? Because that's not like his thing. Oh, these fish racks are really broken and dirty, so I'll leave most of his house in here alone because this is, you know, his house. But maybe the fish racks at least we can get rid of, and the trash can on its side. A lot of this isn't great, Longfellow. Oh, but look, he has a coffee pot on a hot plate. That is great. But this box, this net isn't even being used. It's underneath the cabinet, so it can't even be used. Okay, he does have a couch. I was gonna say some cozy seating in here might be nice. What looked grabbable up there? Something went green, didn't it? Oh, yep, there it is. Mounted claw. I would love if the ceiling lamp had power for him. That'd be cool. And this bulletin board is beautiful just as it is. Ooh, the table's so dirty though. Maybe we just scooch the table a little bit, because I think if I grab it and shift it, a lot of that junk on top will move. That chair's too broken to even move. This one too. All right, we'll replace those chairs exactly the same kind. We'll move the table just a little bit to clear some of the junk off of it. I'm just placing that. Oh, that's gonna keep doing that, isn't it? Why is there still some junk on here? Do I have to move this all the way? Oh, why is the junk still there? Do I have to scrap the table? Why is the junk still there, you guys? Uh-oh. Oh no. Okay, wait, he can get the combat knife back. Usually scrapping the table gets rid of the junk on top of it, right? What happened? I guess our best bet is to try and put the table back and let it cover most of that, because when we moved it, it did kind of cover some. That's so silly. Okay, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. We don't use mods here, so we're gonna let the funny little Bethesda glitches like that guide our choices. But we will give him back the chairs, as promised. Okay. That's fine for him for now, right? Okay, he's got the ceiling fan. It would be so lovely to have a working ceiling fan in this like humidity, so maybe we come back to that and adding power. But I think we kind of leave Longfellow alone. So then we want some sort of cabin. I just want to start putting down like a real space. Oh, did we already get a person? Well, let's talk to him, engage from that.
Howdy.
Hi.
You must be the mainland. Need me to get to work on anything specific?
Yeah, I don't know what yet though. You could do farming, or you could do like security. You could be our first station Minutemen here.
Here, I'll show you.
Sure.
Well, I don't have anything to show you yet, actually. Do you need anything? Hi, hey.
I just need to trade gear with you.
No,
You talked to Cassie Dalton?
I guess not.
Shame what happened to her family.
We haven't talked to Cassie yet.
Keep saying to myself.
Oh,
I
we
should
didn't come up to
settle down
this
somewhere.
area.
Enough
Scrap this. I did pop that up earlier. Or maybe it was already there. I don't remember. This is a nice space that could be something. This could be a little shop because the workshop is stuck here. Let's just keep that in mind. It doesn't seem quite secure enough yet for housing. I do love the way barn pieces get used like this. So we could even copy that somewhere else. Let's scrap this. I should have made a little map of the settlement before diving in. Sometimes I like to do that. Okay. I'm just gonna clear some land here because we do have to do a farm. And I think too close to the water, it's gonna be too like silty, you know? The sand would make it difficult to grow things. But this, even right here, looks like kind of a good spot. We're not gonna have a huge settlement, so let's start putting down a fence. Fence was the word I was looking for. Sometimes my brain does not offer up the words that I want. We right on the path. This feels like the entry path, right? Oh, what is this? Rowboat rudder. Some more scrapping. There we go. Okay. So imagine, this feels like an entrance, right? Is it sort of an entrance? Yeah, I guess you would come up this way if you're coming from the main like pier. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. So you come up here, Longfellow's is to your right. This is where I would expect to farm. Dirt makes sense here. I like this. Okay, so let's put some fence around it. I don't know if our fence can go that way, so let's take it this way instead. And then maybe we'll group select the whole thing and shift it a little bit to take advantage of where the ground is flatter. Yeah, that is lovely. And one of these on this side too. And then maybe we just do another gate this way so there's kind of easy access on both sides. These settlers sometimes are a little weird about pathfinding. That is refusing to go there. Oh, it'll go there. And is this the correct way? No, that is backwards. We can fix that. We can fix that all. Now this has two kind of points to anchor it, so it'll go there much easier. That's lovely. The cooking station we'll leave for now, but I think ultimately we should replace it with like a fish and chip shop on the on the beach. That'd be cool. I'm just gonna move these. And I wonder what we can assign Longfellow to that isn't farming. I know he's farming right now, but that seems boring for him. You know, he seems like more of a barfly gun for hire. How many of these can we smush in here? Maybe 5 of them easily on that side. And then I know we've got the gates on this side, so I can't put as much. But I can at least do 2 to bring us to a full 6 food units, so that guy has his hands full. And we want to give them a little bit of crop diversity, you know? That's important, too, for their health, that they're getting all the vegetables and stuff they need. And then carrots are so small. I really feel like they could just kind of be sprinkled in amongst the mute fruit. Will this go green anywhere here? Maybe. Oh, yes. I just gotta find the sweet spot. There we go. Okay, did Longfellow kind of teleport here to work? Yes, he did. We could give him something else to do. We could set him up at like a security desk. That could be nice for him. Because he was our guide up to Arcadia, you know? So maybe even a guard tower thing. Like here-ish? That could actually be really nice. Let's set that up. Guard post, not tower. That's the word I was looking for. Like this. Yeah, and that way he's kind of stationed there looking out. Oh, I don't mind that at all. I think what I would like here, because there are more animals like attacking you in Far Harbor, if I was stationed at a guard post like that, I would want something to kind of cover my back. You know, so you can duck behind it a little bit. So something like that wouldn't be crazy. Let's look at the half pieces. Something like this would actually be really nice. Especially if we sink it into the ground a little bit. I want something a bit more slanted. Yeah. Did we figure out we could pillar glitch these things, or we can't pillar glitch these things? There's no harm in trying. I don't want you to stick to it. I want you to stick near it, and we'll try and group select the whole thing. And then, yeah, just sink it in a little bit. Not to completely obscure the wood. Every time I let go of my mouse, it pops up a little bit more. That's lovely. That's really nice, because then if you're here, it gives you just a little something to come back to. You know what I mean? And maybe that's even somewhere that you can store your weapons. So let's do, not a bed, but just like a metal container. Something that would hold guns. What feels like a good... Steamer trunk could be good. That feels appropriately weathered. The vault trunk feels good too. There are vaults up in Far Harbor, so it would make some sense. I think I like the metal box. And then maybe above it, we do armor holder, which would be under display. Sorry, not armor, weapon. Like this. Yeah. Oh, I think that's really nice. And then because we've sort of added something here that we want to be less exposed to the elements, let's grab one of those half wall pieces. Yeah, and just sort of wall that off. And I know it's a little hard to see because it's in the shadow of this, but just like that, you know? Not too much. Something else that might be nice for him while he's stationed out here would be some kind of chair. You know, I love giving people chairs. Wheelie chair doesn't make a ton of sense here. Folding chair makes a little more sense. Patio chair, I think, makes a lot of sense. And maybe here so it's a little like between where we've put the wood in the ground. And it does get dark over here, so this wouldn't be in furniture miscellaneous. I'm looking for the fire barrel. Yeah, just to keep you warm next to where you're sitting and sort of light up this area a little better. I think that's really lovely as sort of like a welcome area. Oh, and you know what else could go here is the tall Minutemen flag, because then it would sort of fly over it. These little ghosts make me chuckle every time. We could add one here. I don't think I want to, but we could. The flags. I thought they were, yep, at the end of miscellaneous. There we go. There we go. Oh, that's so nice. Because I know Longfellow owns the land. He does. But all the financing and new materials for this are coming from the Minutemen. So it is nice that they're kind of working together, you know? We can get rid of these stumpier ones. I do love this one, but it is a safety hazard, you know, because it could fall as it rots and decomposes more. Yeah, that's really nice. And then to complement that and sort of add on to it, I think having a turret on this ledge would be nice. So if they do get stopped here by Longfellow, you know, they can't really just make a run for it. Like, they do have to enter properly. And I'm just clearing the rest of the way because we've kind of decided this is the entrance, which makes sense because I think this is the way that you sort of walk to this little island. Which then, should we do another turret here to sort of lay out this path better? I think so. Really no harm in that. So you come up this way. That's floating a bit too much. We can revisit that. If we have space in the build limit, we can definitely flesh this out more. Okay, that's a lovely spot for Longfellow to be. Let's assign him to that. Hi. I got a new job for you that I think suits your skill set a little better. And I think you can be assigned to more than one guard post at once. So maybe that'll be his primary spot. But then we can put another one closer to the entrance here if we clear these trees, which would give us the wood to build a second one if we didn't already have it. Oh, this sits so nicely in the ground here. Yeah. Okay, so he can patrol that one, and he can come down and patrol this one. And then again, just as some like added protection, because you really don't want to be too exposed at any point here. Oh, I don't want an actual fence. I want the wooden shack railing. I love using that as a fence. Ooh, this could be nice too for letting people walk around. Hold on, we'll come back to that. This is what I was thinking though. Just sort of next to it. I want to sink this into the ground a bit more. So let's pull it out so we can put a pillar next to it.
Glad to meet you. We need
the new settlers meeting Preston.
Thanks. It's good to know.
Well, good news, stranger.
Remember to
You
support
have
the local Minutemen.
joined the
Just
Minutemen.
wanted you to know that
You
you're
are the
appreciated.
local Minutemen now.
Here, I want you to have this.
Oh,
I'm
look
sure
at how
you'll put
nice
it to
that
good
looks.
use.
Preston never gives me any of the money people donate, but that's okay because I have unlimited caps. That's so lovely. And then similarly to what we did at the other one, I would love if there was just like a way to do a little nook. Yeah, just something like this. Just so, imagine, you know, that some unsavory character is coming in through this and they're shooting at you. You need some sort of cover. And I think that would do it. Because otherwise you're just squatting below the shack railing. I'm not going to leave it out here. I promise. We're just looking for a post to pillar glitch it behind here. I think that's really great. Because that way you're here, you get a little overwhelmed, you can run over to here, pop your head out, fight them off. You got protection from that side too. You got protection from this natural cliff. Can I scrap this stump? Oh, I really want to scrap this stump. Yes, that's so satisfying. That's delightful. And then should we do another fire barrel out here just to sort of keep it lit? I feel like yes. My gut says yes. But I think we already have a flag at the more entryway post. We gotta come through all these Halloween thingies. There we go. Fire barrel here, which would also be nice if it's like kind of cold. You get a little heat next to you over here. That's really lovely. All right, so they come up here. There's the proper entrance. That's where Longfellow will be. He's assigned there, right? I don't know where he went. Did he auto-assign himself to both? We can check on that later. We do have enough defense to kind of not worry about it. Oh, but we don't have any food currently because I didn't assign this guy. There we go. Now, I know he's tempted by Longfellow's house, but I think we got to give him his own setup. And since the little farm is right here, honestly, something like just over here. If we treat this kind of as a path, then I think there's room for a cozy little shack right here. I want to do like this foundation to get us up over some of that scrubby brush, you know what I mean? be a little big for one person. Let's try and move it up here over this scrub. But it could be a two-person house. He could have a roommate, you know? Well, this doesn't want to go above this scrub. I wonder why. Because Preston's in my way, maybe? Yeah, that was why. Okay. So if I'm the farmer, I'm working here. Over here is my own little house. I think that's nice. Now, I love the barn set, and it is Far Harbor specific. And it does snap to these shack floors. So this is absolutely an option. Oh, you know what? I really like this. How does that shack do the roof? It kind of does like a backwards thing. Oh, that's the difference. And that's why I don't really like these roofs, is they look a little weird. And I don't think we have the piece that like pre-existing thing is using. Which is too bad, but we can do something different. Let's do that wall there. And then I'm thinking over here will be a little more residential. So we'll do like that. And we'll keep this at the half height because this will be where his bed is on the inside. Or their beds if we decide to give him a roommate. So there's two of them. I'm assuming pronouns all over the place. Let's do that there. I'll never stop wishing for like a proper eave piece to make the roofs look less weird. Okay, but instead of copying the like pre-existing shack on the property, we'll do our own thing with a roof there, which is nice. And we'll do another roof up here, which doesn't look terrible with the triangle looking roof thing like that. Yeah, that's not bad at all, especially if we put some buoys up on the side here. I don't really want the metal stairs though. I kind of like the wooden ones better. So let's go back to the wood set. And grab these. Oh, will this not snap? Oh, maybe it won't. Maybe because it's the barn set, it needs to snap to the barn stairs. Let's see if the warehouse has any stairs, just to shake things up. Those look exactly like the barn stairs, which I guess isn't surprising. Those two sets go hand in hand. That does snap, so I guess we'll go with it. You really just have the 2-door options. Yeah. It just looks so flat. Buoys would help, and like a light, a wall light would help. I don't know if we're gonna do electricity here, so I'm not thinking electric light. But we do have some candles, which aren't here. Where are they? Are they not in wall decorations? Maybe they're in miscellaneous, even though they are a wall decoration, which bugs me more than it should. No, that looks too meant for inside, doesn't it? Okay, we have candle bottles. Those could definitely help us. We do have a wall sconce. That's an option. We have this oil lamp. We could pillar glitch the oil lamp to this, like right there, and say it's hanging. That's an option, because I really like the way the oil lamp looks. And that does feel very Far Harbor appropriate. We could put the lamp on something like the ashtray. I think we'd have to pillar glitch it here, but we could. I would sort of love it if it was like hanging, but I don't know how to make it do that. We have used, there's like this piece that could stick out. I guess it only wants to go on that side though. Where's it trying to snap when it does that? It goes like that. It's so weird. If it was smaller, I think you can see the vision. If it was smaller and was holding that like that, that'd be really cool. I do think it's just a touch too big. But oh, hold on. Now I'm really in a mood. Could I pillar glitch it? If I grab the tallest pillar and I put it down on the base like this, and I grab it, could I make it look like it's kind of stapled to the side? I think I could. You know what I mean? Like right like that? Hold on. I need to get a little more height. Will that still group select together? No, that's a little too far. Preston, what you doing? Oh yeah, I'm farther away than I thought I was. I thought I was right on it. There we go. Okay, and now this is so weird. What's the closest we can get it? I think I want it to be that height exactly. So it would be like right here, but that's not going green for some reason. I wonder why. Is it just the dirt that I'm in? Is it that I'm too high off the ground? No, that should be able to do it. Something's blocking it when I raise this higher. Oh, now it looks greener. It could be the roof, which we can just scrap and add back later. That's not a problem. I'm gonna move this a little farther away from it to see if that helps at all. Hey, Preston. Are you curious about what we're doing here? Because that's a fair question. That's it. That's it. I hope the roof goes back on, because now we gotta grab this lantern, which we're gonna do in a few phases of pillar glitch. So we'll be right, and we'll be right under it. Am I actually close to being under it? Yes. But something went wrong. It doesn't like that anymore. Why not? Why not? You went up there. Let's try again just a little bit this one. Alright, pillar glitch to raise it up as high as we can go with this pillar. Preston? He's trying so hard to be helpful. He just doesn't know what we need. He can't hear us. Okay, this is where I want it to go. Right on the edge of that. And I think I can, if we like put a pillar down, like the smaller one here. This is gonna take a few trial and errors, and I know this, but that's okay, because I think it's really cool. Okay, yeah, we're too far off there. It needs to be like forward and down by just a little bit. Like here. My spatial reasoning is not the best. So. Oh, it doesn't want to sit on top of it though. That's interesting. Don't they usually sit on top of each other, or am I just thinking of the wood ones? I'm just gonna try and grab this again. Okay, that grabs. Can either of these go on top of this? Why not? Can I grab? Oh, wait. Okay. Can I move this whole thing as one pillar glitch? You know what I mean? Like if I put that on top of there. There we go. And now I grab both of them. Oh, that still grabbed the lantern. Interesting. If I grab from the bottom, that doesn't pillar select both posts. Why doesn't that group select both posts? Let's try with the wood ones, because I thought it did. 1, 2. Group select. No, interesting. Why not? Okay, next plan. Let's use the shack foundation to sort of give us a base to build on, because it was really just like a little bit of height, and this way we don't have to be as specific with it. You know what I mean? Like that. Okay, but we gotta reposition this. Oop, where did the lantern go? There we go. Our poor little floating lantern. It's confusing a lot of us. And by a lot of us, I mean me and Preston. And probably the new guy. And probably also Longfellow. Oh, but look, we're right there. We're right there. We're so close. Oh my god. Come here. I thought we were closer that first time. Hold on. Is that Preston doing the water pump? Buddy, you're driving me a little crazy. We don't need more water there right now. This is the last thing I'll, like, do, and then we'll sleep till morning. Thank you, Preston. That was very helpful of you. Oh, I picked that up too low. Dang, the focus is still on the bottom here, so I can't see the top. It's off my screen. I want to grab it from an angle that it doesn't jump to the top of the screen, but I don't know how to do that. It doesn't seem to want to. Grabbing it by the oil lamp doesn't help. That's just really where it wants to be. Let me try and put them together again. Preston? You're making this hard to do, my love. Okay. The first time we did this, it was like green closer than I thought it would be. Oh, wait, how close is that? How close is that? Is that like a mile off? Or oh, that's right there. It could be a little closer to be. Oh, I don't want to be like that picky, but it could be a little closer. If we're gonna do this, we might as well do it right? And you know what? If you want to fast forward through that part, I don't blame you. I support it. We want it to be facing like that. Okay. This is just a little more polished. Oh, this is gonna be so good. I'm like scared. That's it. That's it. That's gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Oh, I hope we can put the roof back on. Now I'm suddenly very worried. We can. Oh, that's incredible. That's incredible. I love that. Let's throw a bed in here just so we can sleep off the darkness, and then see it in the daylight, because that is marvelous. I am genuinely very excited about that. Okay, 2 options for beds in here. We can make this like a double bunk and have the farmer live with somebody, or we let the farmer really kind of ball out in his own shack. And I think if you're doing hard labor like this, you're supplying all the food for the whole settlement all by yourself. I think having a nice bed would be a really nice treat. So let's give him his own bed. And then let's sleep for 11 hours. Try and get some of that sunlight back. I like this for him. Although if we did give him a roommate, we could do like a road stop, you know, kind of stand. Oh, that's so good. That's wonderful. Oh, do I see lightning? It's raining. All right, so we got like a second of sunlight. I think that the buoys are going to look really nice on most of the buildings we're doing here. because, you know, Far Harbor. Are they not in decorations miscellaneous, though? The Halloween decorations are throwing me off. Ooh, these could be really nice inside here. We'll come back to the inside. Let's finish the outside first. I guess they're not there. I guess they are wall decorations. The logic for all these things really leaves just a little bit to be desired. That's nice. That feels too small. I think that's nice. Ooh. I think this is the most like dramatic. Oh, I like that. I like that. As soon as I stepped away, I really got sold on that. And I know we've been doing the fire barrels kind of spread out, and I kind of like that. You know, maybe we continue that and do another fire barrel here. Which I already forgot where the fire barrels were under. I think those are a miscellaneous item. But we're going to go through the whole Halloween custom content again to check, aren't we? I only have those because they were put in the like forced update. If I had my pick of like, what is it? Creator content, any of that custom content stuff, I would have picked the Slocum Joe's stuff. I see those builds on Reddit. Oh, they're just beautiful. Do we like the feeling of like a bench out here? It doesn't have to be this bench, but just something. It could be one of these chairs. It could be this. I actually do like this. Like one of these and then maybe one of these kind of next to each other so he can like get a beer with a friend. Maybe Longfellow comes over after work. That's really nice. I want to put this as far back as I can without them getting sticks up their butts. Oh, that might be a little. There we go. That's nice. That's cozy. Okay, and he's got that. And where did he go? I want to make sure he's assigned to his new bed so he knows that he doesn't have to sleep in the mattress outside.
All right.
There we go. Okay. Now we can look into actually decorating his little room for him. Because this can be just his house. We can be way more luxurious about space now that we're not in Jamaica Plain with that settlement limit. I kind of wanted this to go here, but the window is making that a little difficult. It could go here. It could go there. Or he could use something else for storing his clothes. We could do like a bookcase to sort of block off the bed. We have a few options. We could give him a little stove, table, chairs. Oh, or a couch. Maybe a cozy chair would be nicer for him than the dresser. Wow, things really don't want to go like far back in that corner. That's interesting. I wonder if a different chair would. That one's a little big. The yellow one is such a nice little... Yeah. Oh, I think that's it. That there, and then for his clothes, instead of the dresser... Ooh, or maybe still the dresser, but just over here. Oh, I think that's really nice. That makes the space feel very cozy. And then on top of the dresser would be such a lovely place for some candles. Oh, yeah. And this is now screaming to me for a little rug. Because you'd want it cozy. How do we feel about this rug? It does feel a little feminine for this guy in particular. He might like that. I truly, I don't know. But I think I like this mat better, and we put it like as the footrest up the chair. I think that's nice. And then some more buoys, just because they bring in lovely color and texture here, which I adore. Oh, it could go right here. Oh, that's really wonderful. And then, okay, something here for him. I'm leaning towards table and chairs properly because he does have his own house. And having visitors over, I think, would be really nice. Does that cut off too much of, like, the entrance, though? Maybe we put it more in the corner and then the chairs go around it to kind of face the shipwreck out the window. I'm laughing, but that is actually where I would like to sit and watch, you know? So we do like that. And that. Oh, I think that's so nice. And then something can go on this wall just because we have this space and everything. Which maybe is a painting? It is a little too much sailboat to have a sailboat and then a sailboat right out the window. What's that one? It is a more stylized sailboat. I love the cat and dog paintings. I think there are more paintings in the game that we haven't gotten. I think. Although now I'm saying that and I'm like, I thought we got them all. Do you know of more? Please tell me. I think I like the realistic ones better. I don't want him to have to look at a farm. He's working on a farm. Honestly, the sailboat is calling to me the most, and I know that's kind of silly, but I think that brings in the yellow of the chair. I think, yeah, let's get out of workshop mode and let's turn off our Pip-Boy. Oh, it's very dark over there, which I guess makes sense because it's storming out, but I think I like it this way. Oh, I think that's a lovely little home for him. Oh, and Preston's already sitting on his little porch. Oh, look at that. I love it. I love it. That's your house, bud. Are you okay? Or do you need help getting out?
Fog doesn't get us.
I can push you.
Storms will.
I can push you. No, I can't. Okay. You'll find your way. I'm pretty sure of it. Now we have a little bit of time left. We have Longfellow. We could do more inside of his house. We could fix some of this. We could add power. Or we could think through sort of the other improvements and like big areas we want to add. The fishnet here feels weird. I don't know why it's there. Can I scrap this? I'm going to scrap this. I'd like the mounted Ragstad heads to have their own sort of focal moment. If we scrapped this, we could put a security desk in here for Longfellow, which I said that out loud now, and now I'm obsessed with it. Yes, let's absolutely do that. I don't know if he can be assigned to that as well as the guard posts. But here's what I'm thinking, you know? Because he would be like the closest representative. Oh, I kind of want it to face that way, but then he's stuck in that corner. You know what I mean? We got to shift all this a little bit. Let's scrap the box, but we'll leave the cabinet. This sink is not functional. That's going to fall through the floor if we try and... Oh, and it fell through the building, so I was right to be afraid, wasn't I? I want to shift this left. Just like this. Okay, we lost one coffee cup. That's not bad. We've lost worse. Okay, do we have room now for this to sort of be in this corner? We might need to rug glitch it, and I won't be mad if we do. This seems like an appropriate place to have a rug anyway. We just need a flat surface to do that on. Oh, there works. Okay. Let's pick a good rug. I'm thinking just rubber mat, because that would be nice to have, you know, under something like this. And I'm hoping this lets us just nestle it more in this corner. Yeah. Oh, it does absolutely beautifully. I think that's close to that corner, right? Yeah. Okay, gorgeous. So that way Longfellow, he can like sit, and we've moved. I know we can't move this much because it's got the junk on top of it. Why can't I shift it back a little? I just want to make sure it's not conflicting with any walking paths around the desk. There we go. There we go. Okay, so he still has his table with the same number of chairs and everything, but we've given him a security desk. He's keeping his couch. Yeah, this is a great place for him to man the settlement. I would love if there was something behind him, too. My first thought was a Minuteman flag, but I don't think the Minuteman flag makes sense in Longfellow's cabin, because this is sort of his own thing. If we did a barracks, it would be separate. But we could add back some color with some buoys. Like that. I want this to come a little further out, just to be a little more realistic with that leg. Oh, I think that's really nice. Yeah, look at how lovely that is. Oh, this did fall, but we can place this back by hand. There we go. And do you think we can reach the coffee cup that fell under here? Is that it, or is that just the bottom of the cabinet? That's just the bottom of the cabinet. All right, well, we'll keep an eye out for another coffee cup for him. I am sorry about that, Longfellow. Just move this over a little bit so we don't risk bumping it as much when we're going in and out of that desk. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Look, he's got the little can. Oh, that's a good setup. I really like how we've improved that. I think some more chairs on the patio too could be nice too, because if he's serving as like the guide, you know, because maybe he's spending time down on the docks. And if he's spending time down on the docks, maybe he is shepherding people back here more often when he's not like actively on guard duty here. And if that's the case, I think having like a porch for them sort of right away to get their bearings. That chair has too many legs in it. It kind of freaks me out. Let's do that one. That's really nice. I don't like that this slopes, but I will learn to live with it. Is there any sort of table that could be useful over here? Oh, you know what I want? I want a fish rack. I love using those as like outside tables. Yeah, that's really nice. Oh, I love this. I love this. See, this was the vibe I was trying to replicate with the other thing, and I think we nailed it. Okay, that's really cozy. This fishnet, no, we added the fish table, so we'll keep the buoys. I want to move this a little farther left now. Visual balance. There we go. We'll keep this until we have a restaurant, which we'll add at some point. That's lovely. That's lovely. Oh, this is really good. And look, we still have so much room in that size limit for activities. Oh, I'm delighted. Absolutely delighted. And we could still scrap some of these trees. Let's map out what we want to do next. I don't know how far we'll get on it. Oh, or let's figure out what we want to do with this shed thing. I love the little catwalk thing that goes along here. Let me just scrap a little bit while I'm looking at it. We could repair some of this too if it's getting too old or unsafe. We do have to look out for the well-being of our wastelanders. Oh, that cleaned up a lot. That was satisfying. Okay, we would have people on patrol over here. We'll hopefully get some more Minutemen. Okay, so this has light. That's good. It does have holes in the walls. It has a lot of bags of cement. Let's go ahead and store those. This doesn't necessarily need to have a weapons workbench in it, so this could be a store. Honestly, I'm thinking store. I don't think we need a power armor station here either. It's lovely to have access to when you're playing through the Far Harbor quests and stuff. But in terms of what this could be now, I'm thinking more like store. I was going to say weapon repair store because of the weapon workshop thing, but it doesn't have to be, right? It could be anything. And just because it makes people the happiest, I'm leaning towards trader. We could do armor, we could do weapons, food and drink clinic. I don't think this is our food and drink, and I don't think this is our clinic. I think this is our trader. Kind of forgot about clinic until I scrolled past that, so I'm glad we said it. But this could absolutely be a general store in here. We might want to fix the walls a little bit. Am I hearing a generator? Is there a generator hooked up here already? Or if we want power, do we have to add it? I think I'm just hearing the fog things, these things. Right? Oh, we got another person. I see the people numbers at 3, but I haven't seen another person, so I don't know. Let's see if we can repair these walls at all. This is a small enough structure that I'm kind of hoping... Oh. Do you think we can pillar glitch this more into place and just get a really smooth surface? I think we can. Putting this to a little bit to the left to avoid that plant. Yeah, there we go. Because these are really the same texture. Oh yeah, this is going to be a really smooth repair. Oh, that is seamless. Seamless. Let's do the same thing for this side, because I think this is where the shop owner's bed would be. So we'll just... I love a visible repair. You know, I love visible mending. I love when we can work in like the signs, the pre-war metal sign designs into things. Oh, but this is too satisfying to pass up. I think that works. Yeah, it's a little farther out, but it's, oh, I love it. It's gorgeous. Okay. So I'm thinking this is kind of the living area. This is more of the general area. I'm okay with some of these, right? I don't have to fill up every crack, especially here where like nobody's going to creep in on that side. But maybe the shorter wall. Even something like this could be nice on that back side to keep it covered. I guess what I'm looking for is just the half wall piece. And will this sit in there without a pillar glitch, or do we want to pillar glitch it too? Oh, it just looks so clean. Let's come out on this side and finish that. And then I am leaning towards electricity here because it's so dark in there. Right, just setting this up to be grabbable. Oop, maybe not well enough. Close enough to group select. There we go. I kind of want to come over to this side. It's just that one hole that I want to fix with this piece, and we'll leave the ones in the upper area. Oop, that was green and then it stopped being green. There we go. Seamless. That's gorgeous. Let's put a generator out back here, because that way we don't have to worry about like the smoke going inside or anything. Not that that's a real thing we worry about in the game, but you and I are worrying about it right now. Okay. This works as a generator here. Is that gonna float too much? That is gonna float, so we can use a pillar to sink it a little bit in the ground. And I wanna make sure we don't group select anything we've already done. So we'll come over here, we'll come here. Nope, not in wood miscellaneous, actually. We are looking for a pillar. I don't know why that's taking me multiple attempts to find. There we go. This could also be a good place then for a water purifier, since we'll have power right next to it. And we're gonna want more than 3 water eventually, right? Yeah, let's do that now. And this thing goes nicely into the ground already without us having to do anything. Does it look better on this side? I think it's perfect here. Okay. So we'll connect those up, so now that's running. And now since we have the power, we'll just grab a little conduit. Conduit? Not conduit, that's not what I wanted. What did I want? Connector? That is called a conduit, it just wasn't in conduits. You see how I got confused. There we go, and now we can hook up a light in here for them. I think this bare bowl work. Oh, that is gorgeous. And then this side, because this is going to be their personal living side, it can be a little darker on purpose, you know? And I think we can even use like a wall or partial wall. Oh, this is actually tall enough that we could probably do a doorway in here. Well, I wasn't planning on that, but I just want to feel it out. And I know we're about out of time, so we'll call it after I do this. But that might be too cool to pass up. Oh, will a ceiling part fit? Hold on. I wonder if I can grab both. The little half thing, this. You know what I mean? Is that gonna fit inside or it's not because it has the eave? I'm not expecting it to. Ah, but it looks like it might. How wonderful is that? Do you think that's enough room for living quarters? That's incredible. We'll put a bed in here. We'll get that nice and cozy. This is gonna be a really good general store. I am feeling it. But I think for now, that's where we have to call it. Thank you so much for joining me today, the General of the Minutemen, as we work together to make the Commonwealth safer, one settlement at a time. If you enjoyed this video, I would love if you gave it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. Leave a comment. I love reading the comments. That's my favorite part of every single week. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
I got word of a settlement that needs our help. I'll mark the location on your map.